Hello. I'm happy to offer another audio from The Wind Speaks. I had a lot of fun doing the last one, and hopefully I feel the same way about this one. The topic that I wanted to share with you today is about the word power. And this is something that I've definitely been contemplating because I had this memory of probably around 2008. So I guess that's 17 years ago, receiving a channeled reading. And in that channeled reading, I was told that it was time for me to step into my power. Time to step into my power. And I really didn't know what that meant. What did it mean to step into my power? I had thoughts pop into my head about, well, mainly about how power is misused. Thinking about that warrior archetype that can do so much damage. And at that point, I wasn't involved in men's work yet, so I didn't really even have that archetype to work with. But I definitely had an understanding. If I reflect back on my own life, I was a recipient of a lot of bullying. And so I equated power with abuse and being bullied. And so I guess that's why it was so confusing for me when I got this message to step into my power. Now, in hindsight, it makes a lot of sense because ever since getting involved in human design, which is a system that really helps you get back to the map of who you were always designed to be. And through that perspective, it's about embracing the unique gifts you bring. It's about honoring the way that your energy is meant to be shared with the world. And really, it gives you permission to just be yourself. And even just that statement, be yourself, maybe that's another audio, but it falls along the same lines. What does it mean to be yourself? And if you don't have a map for what that looks like, then how can you align with that? And it makes me think about something that has come up a lot lately about how we align ourselves with this external authority. And for me, that shows up, early in our life or early in my life, it showed up as a way of trying to navigate, how do I get more love? How do I get these people around me to love me? And so that started with my family system. And, over and above the question of how do I get these people to love me, it's like, who do I need to be in order to get loved? And also, what parts of myself do I need to hide in order to get love? And I think that one is the key part of this power. It's like when we hide parts of ourselves because we're fearful that we're not going to be acknowledged or seen, if we show those parts of ourselves, then we're not fully aligned with ourselves. We're out of alignment. There's something that is missing in our energy, and that can be felt. And as I say that, it makes me think of dogs, animals. Like, they can really feel our energy, and dogs especially, I think, will react to an energy that doesn't feel aligned. They can sense it. They can sense our fear, even though we don't think that fear is playing out on the surface. And so they will react to it and respond to it. And it's the same thing as we interact with other humans in relationships. We can kind of feel when something is not in full alignment. We can feel when someone isn't being themselves, they're trying to be something else. And so this idea of power, really what was trying to be conveyed to me back in that message in 2008 was, be yourself. Just be yourself. Be the you that you came here to be. But I didn't know that back then. I had no clue of what that meant. I only was focused on trying to be what everybody else wanted me to be, and to not be what I perceived they didn't want me to be. And I think that's the trap of not allowing our energy to flow. We're suppressing parts of ourselves, we're hiding parts of ourselves. And in that, it creates this energetic dissonance. And so think about the people that you really feel drawn to. What is it about them that draws you towards them? What is it about their energy that makes you feel comfortable? And you might not even be able to articulate that because it's just a feeling, it's a felt sense. And we are feeling beings. We're here to feel our way through the world, not necessarily react to it. And so once we start to come into relationship with ourselves and turn our compass inwards instead of outwards to find our true north from within, and we start to align to that, then there's a congruence that we feel, and that same energy transmits itself outwards to those around us. And then those around us start to feel that, and they start to reflect that to you. And it changes your experiences. It changes the outcomes. And it all comes back to this statement that I was given about step into your power. I mean, who would have thought that power is equated to being your most true self, aligning with your most true self, that is what's powerful. Stripping away all the things you're not. I remember when I worked at the treatment center, we would do an exercise that a lot of people struggled with, and yet it was a very powerful exercise using the metaphor of a mask. In other words, what are the masks you wear in your everyday life that are ways that you show up? You might have a different mask for a different friend group. You might have a mask that you wear in your family, which is, I'm the one who's going to take care of everyone. It's a mask. It's got a name on it of like caretaker, caregiver, hero. And what happens is we don't know who we are because we're trying to be someone else in different scenarios. Like you might wear a different mask at work. You might wear a different mask in your relationship. You might wear many masks in those different areas. And so when we can relieve ourselves of all the different masks and just wear one mask, that's when we reclaim all this energy that is literally being leaked everywhere because of trying to be so many things for so many people. But when we get to just show up and not have those masks, life gets so much easier and our energy level rises, which is the energy that relates to power. So I think I'm going to leave it here. Lots to think about. I hope it inspires something within you, perhaps some questions. And that's the whole point of these audios, is just to share my contemplations and also to inspire your own contemplations. So I hope you have a great day, and bye for now.